with the sewer line inspection. This is Jesse.
Hey Jesse, what's up, man?
How you doing, my friend?
Thanks for doing this, guys.
Inspecting sewer at 1753 West 41st Drive. We're inspecting it from city sewer back into property. We were able to find a clean out right on the back. It's a little old 3-inch galvanized. Go ahead and pull back out. All right, so yeah, so stop. We have root intrusion. It's a 6-inch clay lateral out in the public right of way, basically from the city street to the property line. They're commonly referred as a lateral. Is still responsibility and property of the property owner. At this point, we'll see root intrusion. Pull back out. Slowly, you can see, okay, stop. Actually, we can see some heavy root intrusion. Usually you get an idea of when the roots are kind of hair strings, and sometimes it's just kind of, this appears to be a little thicker. Pull back out. All right, those roots, when they're thicker, even with a hydrojet, they tend to be more time-consuming to remove. So normally your hydrojet could go up in price just because they usually charge you by the hour.
Got it. But that is theoretically possible to be hydrojet?
Yeah, we're going to pay more attention to it. Saca la placa. Okay, stop. Go back in a little bit. So we can see kind of like it disappeared. I believe it might have offset a little bit the pipe already, that roots. Here we go. Stop. All right. This is that transition. Here we go. Now, is that transition to the 4-inch. Pull back out. Okay. You can see how the pipe became smaller. It was a little bit confusing, but we were able to determine that it wasn't a big offset there, more like a transition. Stop. We can see further additional roots. Okay, pull back out. We transitioned to a 4-inch clay pipe.
Okay.
It seems to be in better shape. Stop. We got a little root intrusion, mild root intrusion on the 4-inch. Stop. Go back in slowly. We continue to have root intrusion, as you can clearly see. Not as severe, stop, as like in the lateral.
Right.
Pull back out. And you can see.
Okay, I'll be right there. Thanks.
One of the things that we're going to be strongly recommending is for a new cleanout to be installed. The one you have there on the side of the house will create a challenge in trying to hydrojet it with the proper hits. It's very narrow, it's not up to code. It's galvanized. Stop, go back in. We continue to see heavy root intrusion. That could present, like I said before, a challenge with the hydrojet and being more time-consuming.
Sure.
Not necessarily to removing them, but becoming more time-consuming.
Take more time, cost
yes.
a little more, yeah.
Yeah, pull back out. Pull back out. These type of roots, unfortunately, you won't know how cluster or how. There you go. Go back in. Okay, stop. You can see actually how thick they're going through the sides of them. Eventually, you're going to want to have to rehabilitate it or remove them either by physical replacement. Nowadays, they have different, more modern kind of methods of rehabilitating.
Sure.
Either via a liner or via a pipe bursting system where you don't have to dig up the whole yard.
Okay.
The sewer appears to be going towards a driveway. So if you ever have to do something like that, you might want to consider different, like a liner or a pipe burster. Okay. Pipe bursting method. Go ahead. Sácala. Because the roots are getting, those are pretty thick, and eventually they will separate the pipe.
Got it.
For the most part, it looks pretty in good and fair condition for the most part.
Right.
It's just those 2 or 3 different places where the roots are infiltrating.
Okay, so basically...
Okay, this is right under the house, so this is your cast iron.
Right.
That's why you can clearly see the difference, in the material, even the walls. The cast iron, even though it's older, even though it's probably original to the property, looks in fair condition.
Yeah, okay.
That's good.
Okay, so basically, like, a clean out would be recommended, and...
Clean out and a hydrogen,
And a
it's called hydrogen.
hydrojet that'll probably be like a pretty heavy duty one because it's gonna take a little
Just
longer.
because of the roots being thicker. Sometimes you
Yeah.
could go in there and they'll make it quickly out, but from
Right.
experience, thicker roots become a bigger challenge. You
Right,
gotta remove
right.
them. You have to focus more on them.
And then down the road, like eventually,
I
probably
didn't
like
see
a
it,
liner.
yeah, like I said, this is root intrusion. I see them broken completely. It's very common for this type of materials to have root intrusion.
Right, right, right.
So, I mean, you definitely wanna have an accessible clean out, and you definitely wanna go ahead. I'm gonna stop the recording at this point.
Okay, cool. Okay, and you'll put in